Good afternoon. My name is McKenna Kincaid. This is my final for Music 151. I have prepared a slideshow in regards to the history of the Western music classical period. I have incorporated lots of facts, names, artists, musicians, pictures, and everything has a lot of characteristics. If you were to just take a look at the pictures, look them up yourself, or look here, you would see a lot of characteristics and a lot of different things regarding the history that are in the pictures. You can learn a lot. It's very cool to look at. To begin, how it started, the medieval period was the beginning of the Western classical music history. The Baroque era of Western classical music is usually defined as the period from the 1600s to 1750. And these are just rough dates. There are some more in-depth. These are kind of just the ones that made more sense and had a lot more information to back up those dates. And this picture I included is a picture of the Baroque era. There is a lot of instruments in that picture, lots of audience, lots of characteristics. You can learn a lot from just looking at a picture. And where? The civilization of classical Greece and classical Rome are considered seminal periods in Western history. Major cultural contributions also came from the Christianized Germanic peoples such as the Franks, the Goths, and the Burgundians. In this picture over here, Greece, it's an old picture of Greece in the Western classical period. Again, that building is still standing, holds a lot of history. This picture, Rome in the Western classical period, again, it was from in the Western classical periods. It's very old, holds a lot of history. It's still there. Obviously, both of those pictures are from somewhere in the last few years. They obviously look pretty different back then, but they didn't have the cameras and media that we do have today, so they do look a little different. What is the classical period of Western music? It is a crucial area in the development of Western art music, bridging the Baroque period and the Romantic period. This period is known for its emphasis on balance, clarity, form, and structural precision in music. This picture over here is an old building from the Baroque period. It's old. The picture holds a lot of history to itself. There's a lot of characteristics to that building. It's still standing today. And again, it looked way different back then. It had a lot more history to it. This one over here is just an old painting, painting or something somebody drew back then. It holds a lot of memory and somebody put their heart into this. It holds a lot of characteristics. You can see every color, every diameter of this picture. Take a look at it closer. How it became the Western classical period. The classical period came after the Baroque era, like I've stated before. With the Gallant style briefly linking the two periods, it preceded the Romantic era, making it the fourth of the 6 major periods of Western classical music. And I also looked up what is the Gallant style, and that is the movement in music, visual arts, and literature that was popular in the 18th century. When I was reading this and doing my research on it, I have never come across that word, and maybe some of you haven't. I wanted to include the definition of it, just in case somebody didn't know what it meant when it is included into a fact like that. You knowing that word can give you more of a detail on it and more of what it means. And then why was it important? The classical period in music spanning from the 1750s to 1820 is a pivotal area that laid the foundation for much of the music we appreciate today. Classical music reflects the value and ideals of the Enlightenment era. These two pictures are from the Western classical period. You see we have instruments here, playing it together. This one is it looks like it's just an AI picture, but it looks very much like there was lots of history and they loved playing music back then, and this is how it all started. And then the known musicians of the classical period, we have Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, Ludwig van Beethoven, Joseph Haydn, and Franz Schubert. And then I have listed all of them with pictures. This is Wolfgang, Ludwig, Haydn, and Schubert. I also looked up each of those artists' famous pieces, what made them known and how they did it, what they did, and Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart came up with a song called Requiem. This song was one of the most powerful and moving songs ever written. This song is still played today. A lot. When you look it up, there's a bunch of YouTube videos of people getting together, using the same instruments that they used back then, and singing the song and having the same meaning, and everybody is just happy and joyful to be singing this song. It just has a lot of meaning behind it. Beethoven made a song, Sympathy. This song was said to be arguably one of Beethoven's most famous and iconic work. Again, when you look up his famous work and you look up this song, there's many and many different videos of people singing his songs and just having so much fun. And just when you hear their words, you can really feel why they're coming together and why they're singing this. Joseph Haydn, his favorite and most famous song is The Seasons. This song was written on the changes of the seasons, making it more known to people and making them more want to listen to it because they're listening to change in a song, and that just made them really like the song because they were witnessing it, but they haven't had a song about it. Franz Schubert made Traut Quintet. This is one of his best works because he added a double bass to the piano quartet. He had a lot of things that he made. He was known for poetry. He was known for writing it. He did a lot, but he was also caught with the Traut Quintet making this. He had a lot of backstory on this, and if just going to look up this one song, Traut Quintet, you're gonna find a ton of different researchers that have researched this, and a lot of different videos of people actually trying to recreate this, but nobody can ever make it the same as these four did. I listened to them myself, and the voice, the sympathy, the rhythm, the changing of scenery, it was also like relaxing almost, like you're just listening to it and you kind of just want to like look at it more. But I found it very interesting and very moving. There's a lot of history in these songs. And then a little bit of a brief history on the classical period. It was from 1750 to around 1820. This period was characterized with development and establishment of many modern musical forms. The structure of music was given a lot of importance. This was also the period when the piano became the most predominant keyboard instrument. So what that's meaning is the keyboard and the piano was used a lot in the music. So when you listen to music from the classical period, you may hear pianos, and just know that's when they became the prominent musical instrument to use during this period. Mozart and Beethoven, who were well-known musicians, were from the time period. So those two were specifically from this period with the piano. So if you go and listen to any of their classical music, you may hear a lot more piano than you do a banjo or a flute. That is because during this period in time, the keyboard was the prominent in classical music. And then facts you should know. Classical music has been proven to have therapeutic effects on mind and body. Like I said before, when I said I was listening to those YouTube videos of the songs, it was kind of just calming when you listen to it. I don't really know how to explain it, but if you listen to it and you feel a weird thing where you just feel calm, know that it's because you're listening to classical music. And classical music has had a profound impact on music genres still today. You may notice how some artists are going back from maybe being a rock or a rap, and then all of a sudden they produce a song that's kind of classical, kind of calm. That's what that is. They're still doing that today. And classical music features a wide range of musical forms and structures. Classical music originated in Western Europe during the 18th to the 11th centuries. And then my bibliography, where I have gotten all of my information. The sites are listed, the authors, the time when it was accessed. Everything I got in my slides are incorporated in this. If you need to see anything, please click on one of the links. It'll show you anything you need. And if you need to see any more pictures, just please let me know and I will give you a closer look. Thanks.